Hi there Simmers, welcome to my town. It's Joy's Creative Finger and I'm celebrating the 2016 Rio Olympics event. My Sims have had the privilege of having another building completely renovated to celebrate the games, and that's the building right here. So I have displayed quite a few of the items that we can use as sporting events in the game. I'm going to start from the reception and show you the rest of the building when I'm done. So I've gone for the space themed furniture because it's the only one I felt was edgy and sharp enough to suit a sports theme. So my receptionist here can make use of that door that you see right there behind her, while visitors are let around the corner, as you can see here, into the facility. Now there's a staircase that leads all the way to the top, and we'll see that very soon. And then we have a locker room in the corner here where the athletes can lock away their personal belongings and get involved in the games. There's a staircase that leads down to the basement, and we'll have a look at that later. But on this corner of the building, we have a viewing booth or a viewing stand. The entire pool area is covered by glass, as you can see. Obviously, there are doors, but in my mind, it's like glass, and then in some parts, it's doors. But I like the idea that when the Sims sit down, the doors just stay open. So that's like something that just happened with the game, and I think that's really cool. Now they can all observe the games that go on in the pool, and that looks like a coach watching his, protege getting her dive done right. So we have the water games like the ball games, the diving, but they don't all go on at the same time. But for display purposes, for the tour, I thought I'd get all the games going in the pool, except for the winter games, which I'll show you at the end. Now we have the shower room. The pool is heavily chlorinated, so obviously athletes have to get out and get washed off from all of that. Now I have my trophy room. We've got platinum, gold, silver and bronze orbs that have been won by previous athletes in my town, and so they're on display to remember the hard work they put into the sports center. I also have a mini cafe on the side here for hot drinks, and this is the other viewing stand. In both stands and in all stands you'll see in the building, I have cameras viewing the games as well. So that's it for this floor. I call it the blue floor. Now we'll go up to the next floor where we have our gymnastics platform. Now I have a lot of Sims here working away at the games, and this is the office of the manager for the gymnastics platform. We have a lot of kids come here to try and get signed up, to get trained by the very best, and you can see that the manager has glass around the corner of his office to be able to view the games even if he's not in the viewing booth. So now if we turn around this way, you see that I have a receptionist on this corner of the building. So when you come up the stairs, you see the receptionist. She has a word with you, and then she lets the manager know that you're here, and then she then directs you through to the changing rooms, or at least sends someone to take you around to the changing rooms, and then you wait for your turn to display your skills. You can see that we have some foosball tables in the corner. For those of them that are waiting, they can just get playing and wait for their turn, and those are the changing rooms that you've seen already. They can also use the gym as well to sort of toughen up before coming out to show their skills. And then of course we have the viewing booths again, and they are viewed also by the cameras that you see right there in the middle. Now on this part of the building, the manager can come out through that door and join that booth, and on this side we have people from say different local organizations trying to see who they can pick for a local event in their town. I like the idea that you can also see the platform down below where the pool is, so you hear a lot of noise going on from the pool area, from the gymnastics area and the other platforms that we're going to view as we go on in the video. Now we're going to take the stairs up again to the green platform. I call it green basically because most of the games here are green. We've got a similar kind of office in a section, so he would be the manager for this type of sports, a very signature receptionist office as well, and the same system runs through here in the same fashion, in that they come in, they get changed, they wait for their turn, and they get onto the games, and they are observed by very important people in the sports world. Everything here sort of is themed green. It's unfortunate that I wasn't able to make this into an actual football court, because they can't actually run to and fro kicking the ball. They can only stand there, and so this is the best way I could display. Now I have a bar in the corner as well. It's a refreshment area for them to be able to sit down and eat. And the greenery you see before the toilets are sort of, the idea is to create an outdoor feel, because the games are really for the outdoors. These are the bathrooms for them, or restrooms as it were, and I just like the idea that the greens sort of cover it when you view it. In this room we have the ping pong table. I would call it table tennis, but it's a ping pong table, and when you get a sim to use that table, I think it's just for a minute or so. But if you get another sim to join in, it becomes a 10-minute session, and I think that's really good. The viewing booths, as I said earlier, they work the same way, and so this platform basically is for some kind of outdoor sports, so football, and I call it golfing, but they say putting anyway. It doesn't matter. So yes, here we are. The sim is obviously going to join in, and it becomes a 10-minute game, and I think that's really nice. So these are some of the items that we've received just lately in the game. I never had them. Once again, I was just excited when they were re-released into the store, and I purchased them and was able to put this center together for my Sims. So if we go up this staircase, we come through to the black platform, the NFL, no, the SFL, that'll be the Sims Flying League. Now this is Paul, he owns the sports center, and he is the one who is the manager for this particular platform. It's for basketball, and again, a signature reception. His secretary isn't there, he tends to call her in a lot. I'll leave you to figure that one out. And he has the same system running on this platform as he does the other ones. We have our viewing booths once again, and these basketball hoops I also just received in the game, which is something I'm really pleased about. They are for, I think that was about 1 minute and 30 seconds, and only preteens can use them. These are the bathrooms. There's a changing room first, and then you come through to a bathroom with some toilet cubicles. Now on the outside, obviously the entire building is covered in glass, and it has an appearance of seeing the toilets, but you'd have to imagine that it's frosted glass like you can see on the left there, and so it's just for the cosmetic purpose of making the building look shinier. That's why I've covered it all in glass, but you have to imagine that it's sort of frosted. This is the news reporting room for the game. This would be the most prominent game in this sports center, because obviously he was also a Sims Flying League member. So this is where they would report live to your home, and that's the screen that has the scores. So they would talk a lot in the halftime in this room. Some of the players would come around and be interviewed in there, and a lot of sports commentating takes place in the space. Family members can also wait in these waiting rooms, say if their loved one was on display showing their skills. They have a view on all four corners actually, so they have a view of the platform. So we have a lot of viewers here, and there is also another platform to view this sporting arena, which is the basketball court, and that's from the roof. So if I go upstairs, I'll be able to take you to the rooftop. But before I do that, I'm just going to get this sim to play again. See, that's the thing. It's only for 1 minute and I think 30 seconds. And I really, really wish it was longer. and maybe if 2 people could play. But anyway, so you come upstairs and you can see the court from the rooftop, which I think is really nice. And that's the stairwell I spoke of that starts from the bottom all the way to the top. Now you can see that there is glass all the way around and you can view the game. And at the top here we have a proper sort of, it's not your hot dog stand, but it's a real cafe where they sell hot dogs and hot meals and drinks and what have you. Lots of good food, and they can just chill out here during the halftime. And there's even an overflow lounge for more seating, more nibbling, more chatting away about how the games went. In the corner here, I have a betting booth. You know, lots of sports have lots of betting going on around them for who's going to win the game. So that's a betting booth I have in the corner here. And through this little alleyway, we have another restroom for users of the rooftop facility. And it's, I think, adequate for the rooftop use. Now my chef here, while cooking, has a good look at the shooting hoop event, and he has dreams of one day being able to shoot hoops. But the thing is, he's aged and only preteens can do this game in Sims FreePlay, so he's going to have to dream on. So the last and final part of my tour is that I have lit a torch. And just look at this. I just love the idea that you can see how the individuals down below are seeing this court. And it was actually a mistake putting this court up here, because initially it was supposed to be like the second platform, but the hoops were too tall and they kind of burst through the next platform. So inevitably I had to make it on the rooftop, and it worked out beautifully. So here is my torch. It's been lit by Paul himself, the owner of the sports center, and every so often the Sims come up the stairs and they cheer at the lit torch celebrating the Olympics 2016. Now, of course, they're looking at the fireworks, but placing them below the torch makes it look as though they are looking at the flame. Creativity is a tricky thing. It worked for me, and I think it's a nice feature on the top of the sports arena. Now, this is what the building looks like at nighttime. And I think it's important to show it at nighttime because of the fireworks, as you would see in the Rio 2016 events. There's a lot of fireworks, and it brings so much excitement, and the colors of the fireworks are much nicer to view in the night. So there is one more thing. I have to show you the basement of this building, and let's just switch this off. Bring it back today, and then I'm going to take you down to the basement. It was in that little room where we have the athletes' lockers situated right here. So if we just go downstairs, there is an extra room, changing locker room here, and we have some kids sitting in there. My idea is that some parents kept their children down below to wait for them. We have more toilets downstairs, and sort of like a first aid room, but also where you wash your hands. And then we obviously have the sauna room, which is a very important feature in the sports center, because after all that hard work and exerting themselves, it's nice to come in here and get relaxed. Now, these doors lead into my sports overnight quarters. So there's a fully functional kitchen, an adequate accommodation for individuals who probably were training really late and have the privilege of using this facility to stay overnight in this building. And that's it for the entire basement. But the one thing that I will show you before we're done is the sporting games in the winter. So if I just change the weather machine to snow, you'd see that I already have hockey nets already situated and some ice skaters slipping up on the ice. Thank you so much for watching. If you like the video, do give me a thumbs up, leave a comment, tell me what you think, and subscriptions are useful for notifications of upcoming videos. Have a lovely day.